Josh Maciejewski is on the mound today for the Nashville Sounds. Perkins, Caro, Siegler, Dahlbeck, Avens, Oliva, Dunn, Martinez Jr., and Delgado, with Maciejewski on the bump for Nashville. Anderson Pilar for the 48-30 Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. 1-2 in the second half. Works on the first base side of the rubber. And the first pitch of the game is a cutter in for a strike in the outside corner. We are underway here at 7:09 local time in Northeast Florida. Catcher is Joe Mack. First baseman Davison De Los Santos. Over at second base, Jacob Berry. Here's the 0-1 from Pilar. Swing and a miss. Nice slider down beneath the zone, and it's 0-2. Bennett Hostetler over at third. He's way off the line, almost where a shortstop would normally stand. And the shortstop, Harrison Spahn, is playing up the middle. Victor Mesa Jr. playing deep in left field. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a cutter on the outside corner, strike three. So Perkins rehabbing, and he strikes out on 3 pitches to begin the game. That'll bring up Jefferson Caro, right-hand hitter. Jacob Marcy in center field. Andrew Pintar is in right. Shadows cover most of the infield save for the right side. The outfield is in the sun right now. That'll change. Pretty hefty wind out to the left field corner again here this week. That's the way it's been. Here's the pitch. It's lifted foul. First base side and out of play. And it's 0-1. And really it is that sky blue over top, and the clouds are moving pretty quickly right to left, but they're very, very small. Just like cotton balls in the sky, just drifting right to left. Here's the 0-1. Line back to the screen, foul, 0-2. Jacksonville in the red jerseys today. Jumbo shrimp across the chest in white, encased in navy. Royal blue waves on the bottom of those letters. White number beneath that. Navy number, white trim, no name on the back, white pants, navy caps, and the flexing shrimp on the front. The 0-2. Swing and a foul. They're checking to see if that hit off of Siegler, or check that Caro, and they're going to say it did. So Caro swung and missed at a pitch that hit him, and there's 2 outs on 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts. So all right, that is insult to injury. Rick Sweet, the Nashville manager, disagrees with that. I mean, I thought it hit him, but anytime you see a ball kind of go on a swing a little bit to the right of home plate, I just thought, I guess it was a foul ball, but it certainly looked like that plunked Caro, at least from our vantage point on the left side. This is a pretty long conversation between Rick Sweet and home plate umpire Dexter Kelly. Mark Bass is over at first base, and Austin Snow is the third base umpire today. So that conversation is over. Here's Anthony Siegler, left-hand batter. Nashville's got the navy tops on. Nashville scripted in red across the chest with white trim. Red number, white trim beneath that. Also on the back, no name, gray pants. Navy caps, red brims, the N logo in red on the front. The pitch. Line foul to the netting behind home plate. 0-1. Outfield the other way. Pilar has come out looking terrific. 7 pitches, 7 strikes, 2 strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike on Siegler. Here it comes. Breaking ball, down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Were you thinking what I was thinking?
What?
Immaculate inning.
I didn't want to say it.
We were 7/9 of the way there. But now it's 1-1, and we'll have to wait another day.
Or another inning.
Or another inning. That's true. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball in the air, shallow right field. Barry, the second baseman, out, called away by the right fielder Pintar, who squeezes near his navy cap. Side retired, so it was a 9-pitch inning. 8 of them were for strikes. At bottom of the first inning, no score. Nashville went down 1-2-3, and left-hander Josh Maciejewski on the mound, 6'3", 210-pounder, from a little bit of ways from here in Tampa, Florida. Here's the lineup he'll face today for Jacksonville. Jacob Marcy leads off in center field. Andrew Pintar is in right. Troy Johnston, the DH, bats third. Davison De Los Santos, first baseman in the cleanup spot. Victor Mesa Jr. in left field, fifth. Joe Mack doing the catching and hitting sixth. Batting seventh, playing third base, Bennett Hostetler. Jacob Berry, the second baseman, 8th, and Harrison Spahn, shortstop, bats 9th for Jacksonville. Maciejewski, third base side, high leg kick is pitch. Line drive, right center field towards the alleyway. That's a base hit, cut off there by Oliva. The right fielder guns it in. Marcy trying for 2. Here's the throw, the tag, he's out. Good throw from Oliva, and the shortstop Dunn tags out Marcy. It was the perfect throw, one hopping into second base. So it's a single and then a 9-6 putout, and there's one away to begin the bottom of the first inning. Nice job by the Nashville defense. Again for Jacksonville offense, it's Marcy, Pintar, Johnston, De Los Santos, Mesa Jr., Mack, Hostetler, Berry, and Spahn. Maciejewski is throwing to his catcher, Anthony Siegler. Martinez Jr. at first. And the pitch is a sinker, strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Raynel Delgado at second. Third baseman Bobby Dahlbeck, and the aforementioned Dunn is at short. The aforementioned Oliva's in right field. Perkins in center, Avens in left. 0-1. Low with a changeup, 1 ball and 1 strike. This is a very good defensive Nashville team to begin with, but in particular in the outfield today, they are really strong all the way around, as we just saw. No score, 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the first. High set for Maciejewski, the 1-1. Change up, grounded foul down the third base side. Nice play off the railing by third base coach Jose Ceballos, who hands the baseball to a young fan beneath the netting down there. And it's 1-2. Maciejewski, it's spelled Maciejewski. If you can't pronounce that, you can't figure out how you get Maciejewski from that. Here's the 1-2. Way outside with a changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He goes by the Magic Man. That is his nickname. And so Maciejewski, he at times has been the Magic Man, including last Saturday for Nashville. It was his 18th career hitless appearance in the minor leagues. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball through the whole right side, base hit. So hitless appearance last Saturday, and he gives up hits to the first 2 batters of the game here today. There is 1 out. Pintar is over at first base. No score in the bottom of the first inning, and here is Troy Johnston.
He might be the Magic Man, but Jumbo should have answers to his tricks so far.
So far, Maciejewski 4 hitless innings against Iowa. 4 strikeouts, did not walk a batter either. That was his 141st career minor league game. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball off the plate, and it's 0-1. So of those 18 career hitless appearances for Maciejewski, it was the first one of more than 2 2/3 innings. Here's the 0-1. Sinker is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Guy who was in the New York Yankees organization for a long time. Jacksonville saw him a few years ago when they were playing in Scranton. He was playing for AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. That was a fun week. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball bounced towards the middle and through for a hit. Pintar around second, zips to third. The throw comes into second base, and that's 3 hits to begin the bottom of the first inning. Jacksonville did have a runner thrown out of the bases, but they have first and third with 1 out. No score at the moment. And here's Davis and De Los Santos. So the hitless magic for Maciejewski has left him here today. And it's De Los Santos strolling in.
And I really like what they're doing. That ball by Johnston was 93. Pintar's was 107. Even Marcy's was 102. So they're getting good. They're barreling him up pretty well here to start this game.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul behind the plate, 0-1.
Which means to me that they're seeing him pretty well. It's not easy to do, especially when you had 2 lefties that hit him pretty hard and a right-hander that hit a solid ground ball the opposite way. That's a good sign of things to come.
Maciejewski's been really good this year for Nashville. 2.57 ERA right now. Here's his pitch. And the changeup plops at the bottom of the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. 12 hits allowed coming in 13 2/3 innings. Coming in, opponents were batting .226 against him. Right now they're 1,000. 3 batters into the game. 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Davison De Los Santos, the vaunted slugger. He's got lime green and black cleats, a pink ankle guard, electric blue batting gloves. He's got all sorts of colors. 1-2, runner on first goes, and the pitch is grounded foul down the third base side, and we'll do it again. And does he have every single color in the rainbow checked off? He's got white pants, red jersey, a baby blue belt. Batting gloves are yellow, pink, electric blue. Cleats are green and black.
Got every color except purple.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2. Shot foul down the right field side. That was hard hit.
You didn't know he signed a deal with Crayola?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any purple like in those batting gloves. I don't see it though. He's close. No orange either. Maybe in the batting gloves a little bit actually. 1-2 again. Breaking ball inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So at the very least, Jacksonville, which is using a bullpen day of their own today, and Maciejewski, they would love Nashville to get him through maybe 3 to 5 innings today. They've forced him to throw 15 pitches for 0 outs so far. You want to be around 15 pitches per inning for 3 outs. 2-2, runner on first goes. Pitch is hit high in the air. Deep left field. Avens back near the wall. Goodbye! Davison De Los Santos leans down and takes out his driver and golfs the ball over the berm in left field. It's a 3-run home run, and Jacksonville grabs a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning on the 8th home run of 2025 for De Los Santos. This is a guy who could hit the ball about as hard as anybody in baseball, but he was off on his front foot, off balance, and he just sort of was able to lean down and somehow get the barrel on the ball. He hit it 96 miles per hour. That is way lower than he normally can, and he crushed that ball anyway. So it's 3-0, and here's Mesa Jr., lefty. He swings and grounds it foul at home plate, 0-1. So Maciejewski had it going. The Magic was going for the Magic Man last weekend in the Music City. But today here in Florida, he has nothing so far. He's faced 4 batters, and all 4 of them have hits, including a home run for De Los Santos. So his tricks are not flying right now, and the count is 0-1 on Mesa Jr. Maciejewski hangs his left arm. And the 0-1. Breaking ball a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Meanwhile, Nashville just shuttled a couple people down to their bullpen a few moments ago, and that maybe would give you a sign of how things are going here. The 1-1. Breaking ball off the plate. Check swing. He went around. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So this maybe could end up being a bullpen day for both teams. Jacksonville has lined up Morgan McSweeney to start tomorrow's game. They just signed him out of independent Staten Island, where he was a starting pitcher. Here's the 1-2. Foul over the screen behind home plate, and we'll do it again. And he'll be opposed by Tobias Myers, who's another one of those guys the Brewers have who's good enough to pitch in the major leagues, but they just have too many good pitchers. And so he's here in the minor leagues. He's had a really good year, but Maciejewski's struggling right now. 1-2. The pitch again. Off the plate with a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With very, very few swings and misses against Maciejewski. The only 2, one by Johnston and then that check swing by Mesa Jr. a couple hurls ago. 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss there, though, on a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, strike 3. So Maciejewski gets his first out of the game. It's 3-0 Jacksonville. 1 away in the bottom of the first, and here's Joe Mack, a left-hand hitter. Maciejewski originally from North Carolina. He went to UNC Charlotte. Morrisville, North Carolina is in that part of the state. Here's the pitch to Mack. Fisted foul, third base side and out of play. 0-1. Should say it's about a 2-hour drive, maybe some change from Morrisville to Charlotte. 0-1. Little flare left field. That is another hit for Jacksonville. It wasn't hit all that hard, but nobody said you had to hit it hard. And it's a base hit for Joe Mack. So there's 2 outs for Bennett Hostetler. 3-0 game. That is 5 hits in the inning. Hostetler had 2 hits yesterday. So the only 2 outs came on the bases on a single and Marcy trying to stretch it to a double and a strikeout. So Maciejewski only really got 1 out so far by himself. Lefty versus righty here. Here it comes. Swing and a miss at a sinker on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Maciejewski went to high school in Cary, North Carolina, which is very close to Durham, where the Jumbo Shrimp go in a couple of weeks. Maybe 25, 30 minutes away or so. 0-1. Under the hands with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maciejewski was recruited both for his hitting and his pitching. But at UNC Charlotte, he focused on just the pitching. Here's the 1-1. Low with a changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. He was not drafted after his junior year, and he said that was a wake-up call to really lock in his focus. He believed he had the skill set. The 2-1. Ripped foul down the left field line and out of play, and it's 2-2 to play in the major leagues. And he just hadn't put it together yet. He did as his senior. He was drafted by the Yankees in the 10th round of the 2018 draft after putting up a 2.25 ERA at UNC Charlotte. The ERA the first 3 years was over 5 every single season. 2-2. Popped up, foul territory, first base side, and landing near the Nashville dugout, but Martinez Jr., I don't know if he thought that was maybe ticketed towards the stands or just couldn't get over there in time maybe, but it landed harmlessly foul, so it's 2-2. Jacob Berry is on deck. Long inning for Maciejewski. This will be his 30th pitch. Outfield straight up. Open stance slightly for Hostetler. 2-2, runner goes. Pitch is low. Throw to second base. Hits off the runner. Kicks into right field. Mack heading to third base. And he gets there without a throw. So a stolen base and then E2 Brutus and a runner 90 feet away with 2 outs in a 3-0 game. So Mack steals the base. His 3rd steal in 4 tries in AAA. And the throw from Siegler, he decided to throw from his knees, kind of awkward looking, and it bounced it and it hit off of Mack and carried him into right field. So now base hit could make it 4-0. It's 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a changeup downstairs, strike 3. Side retired. But Jacksonville gets 3 runs on 5 hits. They do leave 1. End of an inning, they lead Nashville 3-0 here on the Jumbo Shrimp Network. Top of the first inning, Jacksonville leads Nashville 3-0 on a Davison De Los Santos home run in the bottom of the first. It's the middle third of the order for Nashville. Dahlbeck, Avins, and Oliva due up against Pilar. So Dahlbeck is first. Big right-hand batter from the Pacific Northwest, Bobby Dahlbeck. Slight open stance, and the pitch from Pilar is a cutter inside. It's ball one, so Anderson Pilar gets the start today. Bobby Dahlbeck went to the University of Arizona. Here's the 1-0. Low with a cutter. 2 balls and 1 strike. When he was in college, all in one day, what was the best day you ever had? You remember? Here's the 2-0. It's low with a slider, 3 balls and no strikes. I think it's pretty easy for Bobby Dahlbeck. He was drafted in the 4th round by the Boston Red Sox in the 2016 draft. And then later that day, Dahlbeck pitched Arizona. Here's the 3-0. Fastball strike on the inside part of the plate. It's 3-1. Within one game of the College World Series, at one point he retired 11 batters in a row facing off with Mississippi State. Here's the 3-1. Fastball inside, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to Dahlbeck. That'll bring up Avins, a left-hand batter. Shrimp by 3 here in the top of the second. Then, in the middle of that game, the power went out in Starkville, so they had a 37-minute power outage delay. This is in the Super Regionals. And the pitch here, breaking ball is low. It's ball 1 to Avins, but Jay Johnson, at the time the head coach at Arizona, now the head coach at LSU, just won a national championship earlier this week, the 1-0. Fastball strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Who recruited Jacob Berry to Arizona, and then when Johnson went to LSU, Berry transferred to LSU. Johnson put Dahlbeck back in, and Arizona won that game. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a half cut and a high cutter, and he went around. It's 1-2. Arizona did get to the College World Series that year. In fact, they were the runner-up in 2016. The 1-2. Swing and a miss and a high cutter, strike 3. Third punch out for Pilar. 1 away in the second. 3-0 Jacksonville, runner on first for Nashville. Here's Oliva. I wonder if you remember, Matt or anybody listening, who won the 2016 College World Series?
Coastal Carolina,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it was.
There was oh goodness. Give me a sec.
So Jay Johnson lost to Coastal in 2016, but he beat them this year. Here's the pitch. Line back to the screen foul. No balls and 1 strike.
Who was the Tampa Bay Ray that went viral? Was it Brandon Lowe? There was a Tampa Bay Ray that went viral for watching Coastal Carolina win in 2016 while watching from Tropicana Field. He was sitting on the field.
The 0-1, swing and a miss and a high cutter. It's 0-2. No, I don't know.
They were playing it on the video board.
Well, Brandon Lau went to the University of Maryland.
Sorry
Nothing to be sorry about for that.
that I confused him with somebody else.
0-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss again and a high cutter. So Pilar has got it going on. He has struck out 4 of the first 6 batters of this game. And there's 2 away. Runner on first, top of the second. It's 3-0. Jacksonville in front of Nashville. And here's Oliver Dunn.
It was Taylor Motter.
I would
He
not have
was
gotten
on the
that.
Tampa Bay Rays watching Coastal Carolina win in 2016.
The pitch. And a slider in for a strike. On the inside corner, 0-1. Taylor Motter, a Coastal Carolina alumnus, as you would expect, to have that kind of attention to the game. The 0-1, swing and a miss and a high cutter, 0-2. He was picked in the 17th round in 2011.
He bounced around a couple of international league teams recently. It was with, I don't think Jacksonville ever faced him with Durham, but they faced him with Gwinnett in Memphis recently that I remember.
0-2. Here it comes. Up high with a cutter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, really modern to him. There's a couple Coastal Carolina guys on this roster. Anthony Veneziano and Zach McCambley. 1-2. Pilar steps off the rubber. Coastal Carolina's really built a nice little legacy. Tommy LaStella. Probably the best guy, the 1-2. Fisted foul to the screen behind home plate, and will do it again. He was a teammate of Albert Almora's with the 2016 Chicago Cubs. And by the way, congratulations to Albert Almora. He signed a deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, went to AAA Reno where he had an amazing season last year. Nothing but the best to just the most professional guy there is. Absolute stud of a clubhouse guy. 1-2. Upstairs with a cutter, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I don't think you could have had a better guy in the clubhouse for this team. This team is extraordinarily young for AAA. And they really looked to Albert Almora as a veteran when he was here in Jacksonville. The 2-2. Cutter at the letters, outside corner, called strike 3. So Pilar has struck out 5 through 2 shutout innings. Jacksonville 3, Nashville nothing. Bottom of the second here in Northeast Florida. It's Barry, Spahn, and Marcy Dua against Josh Maciejewski. Meanwhile, Matt Pushard is up in the Jacksonville bullpen. Anderson Pilar, what a start today for him as an opener. 2 innings, 5 strikeouts, and it appears that he would be done. He threw 27 pitches, 19 for strikes. He was phenomenal. Lefty-righty here, Maciejewski, third base side, high set the pitch. Slow breaking ball in for a strike, 73 mile per hour. Slider on the outside edge. 0-1 to Jacob Berry. It was really interesting talking with Jacob. You maybe heard our conversation before the game, the 0-1. Line drive, left center field, up the other way, and lands in and rolls all the way to the wall. Berry digging for second base, takes the turn, thinks about it, zips to third. The throw gets away from Dunn, and Berry's got a leadoff triple. So you could almost see the wheels turning with Jacob Berry running the bases. He hit that ball in the left center field. It rolled all the way to the wall. And as he was gliding to second base, he started to slow up a little bit, and then he said, you know what? What the heck? And he sped up around second base, zipped to third, and the throw in got away from the shortstop Dunn. Runner on third, nobody out. Here's Spahn, a righty. And the pitch. Fastball inside corner, 0-1. Maciejewski has faced 6 batters, and he's given up, or excuse me, he's faced 8 batters, and he's given up 6 hits. Here's the 0-1. Fastball inside, very close to the hands, 0-2.
He's not fooling anybody right now, and I think what's hurting him is he's been really in the middle of the plate a lot tonight. Only one he's been out of the plate for, or out of the zone really, was for De Los Santos, and he golfed it out of here to left field.
The 1-1. Line drive, center field, ranging in Perkins. He's got a plate on a hop. It's another hit. Berry scores from third. RBI single, Harrison Spahn, and it's 4-0 Jacksonville. They are pummeling Josh Maciejewski right now. 7 hits to the first 9 batters of the game. So Spahn an RBI single. And here comes the top of the order, Jacob Marcy. Lefty versus lefty. The pitch is a sinker, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So Maciejewski had it going on last weekend against Iowa. Again, 4 hitless innings. He's given up 7 hits one time through the order today. The 0-1. Breaking ball, lifted foul, third base side and out of play. 0-2. Jacksonville's offense pretty quiet yesterday, but they have come storming out of the gates today against Maciejewski. He's about to throw his 39th pitch. He's only gotten 3 outs in this game. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and a slider up high. It was not a good pitch. He hung it, but Marcy swung through it, and there's 1 down here in the second. So up comes Andrew Pilar. It just is not really working for Maciejewski right now. Even on that strikeout, it wasn't a good pitch. He lucked out a little bit there that Marcy whiffed on it. Lefty versus righty. And he kicks and throws to first base, and that one nearly got by Martinez Jr. Maciejewski was selected to the Yankees April 8th of last year. Promoted to the major leagues for the first time. And that same night he made his debut against the Marlins. Here's the pitch. Low with a changeup, 1 ball and no strikes. So Nestor Cortez, who's now with the Brewers, the parent club of the Sounds, pitched in that game. Pitched really well against Miami. The 1-0. Breaking ball strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1, and he came in, Maciejewski, to pitch the 9th inning of a 7-0 Yankees win. And Maciejewski, he got 3 outs on 4 pitches in that game. Nick Fortes bounced out on the first pitch. The 1-1. Way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nick Gordon grounded out to third on the second pitch. Maciejewski threw in his at bat, and then Brian De La Cruz bounced out to third on the only pitch he saw. Cool story for Maciejewski. 2-1. Here it comes. Fastball is high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, he has either fallen behind or he has been in a place you don't want to be in the middle of the zone. Runner on first, 1 out. 4-0 Jacksonville, leading here in the bottom of the second. The 3-1. Swing and a foul at home plate. It's 3-2. Good changeup there for Maciejewski. He said after the game that he felt like he blinked and it was over. I guess that's what happened. So in his major league debut, he got 3 outs on 4 pitches. Here he's gotten 4 outs on 44 pitches. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. A good changeup down and away for Maciejewski. So back-to-back strikeouts. That time, really nice job getting Pilar. So there's 2 down, and here's Troy Johnson. So maybe he has found something with that changeup. Maciejewski was an accounting major at college. Runner goes, throw to first. Martinez Jr. chucks it to second, the tag, and Spahn is out, side retired. Jacksonville gets 1 more run on 2 more hits, but they do not leave anybody. Pick off 1, 3, 6. Side retired in the second. Through 2, they lead Nashville 4-0 on the Jumbo Shrimp Network. Third inning, 4-0 Jacksonville leading Nashville. Matt, and what an open today for Anderson Pilar. 2 innings, scoreless, hitless, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He yields to Matt Pushard here in the third.
And Matt Pushard is going to take over face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Martinez Jr., Delgado, and Blake Perkins. But Pushard's been really good this year. So you go from one really good reliever to another, and so Nashville is already behind 4-0. Pitch home to the lefty Martinez Jr. is a fastball. Called a strike. Anthony's on the inside corner. It's 0-1. 4 runs, 7 hits for Jacksonville, just 1 error for Nashville. Infield and outfield shifted the opposite ways. Infield to pull, outfield the other way, 0-1. Lefty swings, knocks that fastball foul to the netting behind home plate. It's quickly 0-2. For Pushard this year, he comes in for the 26th time for Jacksonville, his 25th bullpen appearance. 29 in the third innings. 9 runs all earned, ERA of 2.76. He's 0-3. 2 for 2 in saves, 0-2. Martinez swings, liner hit right at the first baseman. De Los Santos squats like a catcher and makes the catch. There's out number 1. That'll bring up Reynald Delgado, the second baseman, and the left-handed swinger. In 29 and 1/3 innings, Pushard has scattered 17 hits around the yard, issued 13 walks while striking out 32. Opponents have been dismal against him. They're hitting just 170. First pitch to Delgado, and the lefty takes a backdoor curveball off the plate outside. It's 1-0. 3 runs in the first for Jacksonville, 1 in the second, and Nashville's offense has been held silent so far. Infield still to pull, shortstop spot up the middle, 1-0, swing and a miss. Underneath a fastball on the knees outside corner, it's 1-1. Pushard ready, first base side of the mound, 1-1. Swing and a miss, blows a fastball by a swinging Delgado in the knees inside corner. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the left-hander digs back in, 2 taps of home plate, a solid black bat, held by bright yellow batting gloves. Here's the 1-2. Fastball taken high at 95, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander circles the bat with one hand. Rests the bat on the back left shoulder. Now he bounces it up and down. Pushard ready. Righty's 2-2. Swing lifted in the air to left. On the run is Mesa. Near the line and the wall, he reaches out. It just clinks off his mitt. And he's swarmed by all those kids in the Primrose Little Sluggers lawn. And so Mesa just a hair shy of making a phenomenal grab. Instead, it's a souvenir. Now Delgado, who I think broke his bat on that foul ball, is getting a new piece of lumber. Two-two. Delgado, after rubbing some pine tar on the bat, is back in. Digs into the left-handed box. 241 average for him this year. He has 53 hits, 220 at-bats. 2-2 from Pushard. There's a fastball missing down and inside. Ball 3. A full count now to Reynald Delgado. And it looks like Nashville's going to get the bullpen going. I believe that's 55 for the Sounds. Payoff pitch. Swing popped up left side. Hostetler gives it a look. It's out of play. And we'll do the 3-2 pitch once again. I believe that is Easton McGee, 55, getting loose in the bullpen for the Sounds. So after 2 innings, the day could be over for Josh Machieski. Infield to pull still, the payoff again. Swing, and that's a line drive. Hit foul straight back on a slider to the netting behind home plate. Do the full count pitch again if it is all for Machieski. 2 innings, 4 runs all earned, 7 hits, and 4 strikeouts. Pushard ready, edge of the first base side of the mound, the 3-2 again. Swing, and it's fisted in the air behind the plate, foul and out of play. I'll do it once again. Now Mack is going to go out and talk with Pushard. Again, Easton McGee getting loose for Nashville in their bullpen. And if you're just joining us, Ernesto Martinez Jr. lined out to Davis and De Los Santos. That's the only thing that's happened this inning. He didn't miss much. And Reynald Delgado has been battling with Matt Pushard. He's gone 9 pitches deep so far. Delgado back in once again. A two-tone bat, a maroon barrel, and a black handle held by bright yellow batting gloves. Pushard ready, holds at the belt. Here's the 10th pitch on the way. Swing again, popped up foul left side. Will go to 11 pitches. Delgado's really battling against Pushard. Not yet been able to figure out his out pitch. I say this crowd's filled out rather nicely.
Yeah, it has.
3-2 again. Swing, popped up foul out of play. It's now been 11 pitches just to one batter. Pushard has thrown 14 pitches this inning, so he threw 3 pitches to Martinez. Now he's at 11. Delgado 3-2. Curveball misses down and away, and the big battle that was brewing between Pushard and Delgado ends in a walk, a little anticlimactic. That'll bring up the top of the order, Blake Perkins. Boy, oh boy, what a battle. Now it's Blake Perkins, 0 for 1. Pushard ready, a man at first. Only one out. Here's the offering, righty to lefty. Here's a backdoor curveball missing down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 4-0 Jacksonville on 7 hits. This is just the second base runner Delgado is for Nashville. A walk a moment ago, and the only other person to reach base was Bobby Dahlbeck. Started the second with a free pass. Pushard ready. Here's the pitch, righty to lefty. Swing lifted in the air, shallow left. Mesa racing in, slows to a jog, angling in towards his third base dugout. He makes the catch in fair territory. There's out number 2, and that'll bring up Jefferson Caro. Caro 0 for 1, one of those 5 strikeout victims by Pilar. What an outing for him today.
Oh, man. I mean, even from the beginning, you were thinking after the first 2 batters and then a strike, are we going to get an immaculate inning? His stuff was that good tonight.
First pitch to Caro. The righty checks his swing, appeal to first. He went around, says Mark Bass. It's 0-1. That breaking ball was way down and away, and Caro couldn't hold the swing. No, he was on, and when he's on, he's a very good pitcher. Jackson was very fortunate to have him. 0-1. Swing, hard ground ball up the middle. Berry to his right, shuffles fields, light toss over to De Los Santos at first. That retires the side. Laid off by Troy, it's 1-0. If you're going to play percentages, wouldn't you leave in Maciejewski because Mesa Jr. is right after De Los Santos with 2 lefties in the inning? Only 1 righty. Maciejewski's 1-0. Johnston lays off a sinker inside and on the hands for ball 2. You know, I just a valid question, I would think. You know, I would think if you're going to take him out, you might want to go to another lefty. 2-0 pitch. Troy lays off a sinker called a strike at the belt outside corner. It's 2-1.
I think a couple things come to mind. There is another lefty, by the way, after Mason Jr. too. So 3 of the next 4 hitters, including Troy, are left-handed batters. But the pitch count, I think, is the factor here.
Pitch home. A 2-1 breaking ball stays upstairs. Ball 3. No, I agree with you. I'm just curious as to, and again, maybe Rick just wants a different arm. He is not really worried about lefty-righty. Left heel in the air for Troy. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball slides too far outside. Ball 4. Sweet on the top step. Now he emerges from the first base dugout.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy decision. Maciejewski was really good last week, but he really didn't have it today. 7 hits against him in 2+ innings plus a walk. So that means he faced 12 batters, and 2/3 of them reached in today's game. That's just, he's lucky it's only 4-0. Jacksonville's made a couple of outs on the bases in this game. I thought that Sweet, with Maciejewski getting towards 50 pitches, last week he got to 51, and him struggling so badly, maybe wanted lefty, and then he didn't want him to face De Los Santos again, especially after what happened in the first. So it's kind of how it played out. Unfortunately for Nashville, they didn't get the lefty out. There's a runner on first base for Davis and De Los Santos here.
Right, and now Rick Sweet's going to go to the bullpen. He's going to bring in the right-hander, Easton McGee, in a really interesting ball game because McGee has a lot of history against Jacksonville. He's pitched really well this year out of the bullpen, and he's going to come in to face De Los Santos, but then he'll be followed by Mesa and Mack. And, Adam, I know that you're standing by with a little bit of, a little bit of information on McGee. And
yeah, I mean, like you said, he's used a ton. And I think that's valuable for Nashville, especially in a situation like this where you're trailing here and Jacksonville just continues to find ways to put base runners on. His numbers are a little deceiving. The ERA is pretty good, and he's had a solid year, but he's finally been able to kind of bring that down a bit because it was a really, really tough start for him. I mean, you just look at the numbers pretty much through his first, I would say 6, 7, maybe 8 outings, at least 5 of them. He was allowing multiple runs, but he's been a consistent arm, especially in the month of June where he's got that really, really low ERA of 1.35, and he's won 3 games as well. And I think here, I mean, his task is just simply keep it where it is because this is a good Nashville lineup, and that can really turn things around at any point in time. And you got a good, reliable arm out there to just try to get you through it.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, he's coming in, he's pitched really well for Nashville so far. Thank you, Adam Glover. So it'll be Easton McGee, a 6'7", 217-pound righty from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, who was signed as a minor league free agent November of 2023. He'll face De Los Santos, the first batter that he'll face, the second batter of the inning, and McGee spikes a sinker outside. De Los Santos lays off. It's 1-0. So the final line for Maciejewski, we can't tell you the full line because it's not complete. 2 innings, 4 runs all earned, 7 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts, but don't put it in the book for good. 1-0. De Los Santos takes a sinker down and away. Ball 2. Because if the runner at first, Johnston, does come around to score, that run would be charged to Maciejewski. McGee from the stretch. First base side of the rubber, the 2-0. Breaking ball, big, hearty hack and a miss on a curveball way down and outside. It's 2-1. Thanks to Brian in Jacksonville for listening in. Outfield straight ahead, infield straight ahead as well. The second baseman Delgado up the middle. Open stands for De Los Santos. Right side, the pitch righty to righty. Sinker way inside around his ankles. It's taken for ball 3. De Los Santos comes up. Jacksonville leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. He's the second batter of the inning, and Johnston worked a walk against Josh Maciejewski. McGee ready, spins, throws to first, and Troy dives back in head first. Head of the tag by Ernesto Martinez Jr. It's still 3 balls and a strike on De Los Santos. McGee ready, glove at his belt. Here's the kick of the 3-1. De Los Santos takes a sinker inside, ball 4. So first batter that McGee sees out of the bullpen is a walk, and I think if you're Rick Sweet right now, you got to be scratching your head saying, what do we have to do to get these guys out? I mean, over the last, I'd say 3 games, Jacksonville kind of took a 180 from their game on Tuesday. They played pretty well on Wednesday. Thursday, not so great, but they've kind of taken a different turn today. They've kind of put the past behind them and they've moved forward. They've played phenomenal so far. Mace into the box now. He's 0 for 1. The pitch righty to lefty. Swing and a foul tip on a cutter inside. Into the glove of the catcher Siegler. He holds on. It's 0-1.
Well, it's rare because Nashville's pitching staff arguably is the best in AAA. I mean, these guys are so good, and it's just one of those days for them so far.
McGee ready, looks at second. Johnston dancing off the bag. Now he goes for third. The pitch inside, back throw to second. De Los Santos dives in. The ball bounces off the shortstop Dunn to his right. Johnston takes 1 step to home, decides to hold. It's a double steal for Jacksonville. Johnston second to third. And De Los Santos, the trail runner, who got a pretty late break, and the catcher Siegler tried to go 2 to 6 to maybe nab one of them because Troy was 3/4 of the way to third already. Instead, it's a double steal, and the infield is going to come in for the Sounds. Johnson at third, De Los Santos at second. McGee ready. Here's the 1-1. Mesa lays off a cutter way up and inside, crowding his chest area. It's 2-1. Outfield straight ahead, infield is in. Right behind the cutout of the grass. McGee ready, hands together at the belt. First base side of the rubber. Kagan the 2-1. Breaking ball, reached for, hit in the air, right center field. That's going to get down for at least a base hit. Johnston waved in from third. Behind him, De Los Santos sprinting. He scores a 2-run single for Victor Mesa Jr. And Jacksonville pushes that lead from 4 to 6 with a 2-run single in the bottom of the third inning. Boa smacked on a line to right center. Good cutoff by Blake Perkins, the center fielder, but Jacksonville is really putting the pedal to the metal here in the fourth. 2 runs home, they're not slowing down anytime soon. There's still nobody out. 3 consecutive men reach against McGee. That'll bring up Joe Mack. First pitch is a sweeper called a strike. Denise outside corner, it's 0-1. So McGee, who's been better than how his season has started. 0-1. Mack swings, pumps that ball up foul. Behind the plate, it goes out of play. It's 0-2. He's kind of hit a little bit of a wall here. So that last run, Johnston, is officially charged to Maciejewski. So now he goes 2 innings, 5 runs all earned. Now his line is officially closed. Not the day you want if you were Josh Maciejewski or even if you were Rick Sweet on the Nashville Sounds. It's 6-0 with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning, and there's no signs of the Jumbo Shrimp offense slowing down. Now time is called as McGee steps off the mound. Mack in, singled, stole second, stranded at third in the first. Trying to get that average back up. He's hitting about 180 over his last 27 games. Had a 2-hit game yesterday. 0-2. Reaches, swings, hits it in the air, foul left side out of play. We'll do it again, 0-2. Also had the walk-off hit back on Tuesday, so maybe you start to think he's starting to heat back up as we get into the hotter days of summer here in Jacksonville. Would be a perfect time. Again, the Jumbo Shrimp, they won the first half. Obviously, you don't want to go into the playoffs cold in the second half, but you're going to be cold. At least maybe it's the start of the second half than the end. McGee ready, 0-2. Mack swings, hard ground ball, past the outstretched glove of Delgado at second. That's out to right field. Mesa holds at second. That's now 4 straight to begin the bottom of the third inning, reaching for Jacksonville. And Mack has another multi-hit game, his second in as many days. And Jacksonville has runners on first and second. Still nobody out. They're up 6-0, and they're trying to run away with this here early.
Yeah, this has not been amazing for Nashville. For Easton McGee, he, as you said, Matt, has kind of come in and made things worse. And Jacksonville, really nice offensive response today.
Pitch home to Hostetler. He takes. Pitch down and away on the corner. It's 0-1. First and second, nobody out. 6-0 Jacksonville in the bottom of the third. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball. All the ball downstairs. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Hostetler in. Struck out swinging against Maciejewski in the first. McGee ready, the pinch. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and a strike. That's a pretty big deficit that Nashville's facing. You don't want to be too hasty with your scorebook. McGee ready, looks at second. There's Mesa, 2-1. There's a sinker running just a little bit inside and down below the knees. It's 3-1 now. And so, again, we just brought it up, Scott. Again, it wasn't the greatest start for Maciejewski, but when you go to the bullpen, you maybe expect that your arm is going to at least kind of clean up the inning. McGee's come in, he's made things worse, not only for him, but also the Sounds. 3-1. Check swing, snap throw back to second. Mesa dives between the legs of the second baseman Delgado. He's safe. That four-seam fastball crossed the knees on the outside corner. It was called a strike. And so it's 3-2 on Hostetler. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. And it's 6-0. Jacksonville leading in the home half of the third. McGee ready. Already thrown 18 pitches. He's on his fourth batter of the inning. Here's the payoff. Hostetler lays off. Fastball at the knees, outside corner. He's rung up looking, strike 3. First out. McGee goes with a fastball at 93 on the outside edge, and that is the first strikeout for McGee. The first out of the inning. That'll bring up Jacob Berry. Walloped a triple all the way to the left center field fence, 394 feet away. So he's got 2 on with only 1 out. A chance to really blow this game open for Jacksonville. Pitch home to Berry, and the switch hitting lefty takes a cutter down and away. It's 1-0. So McGee is now really trying to nibble, and he's not getting the corners. That was his 19th pitch, his 20th actually, and he's thrown 10 of them for strikes. He's dead even. 1-0, and he instead turns to look Mesa back to the second base bag. Mesa at second, Mack at first. 2 runs home this inning on a 2-run base hit by Mesa Jr. That was 3 batters ago. McGee ready, looks at second twice, 1-0. Fastball way inside, and Berry backs out of the way. That was at his hip. It's 2 balls and no strikes. You'd have to think both of these pitching staffs. Nashville is 16 pitchers, 18 but 2 are on the injured list. Jacksonville the same thing. 2-0. Breaking ball check swing in the dirt. No signal if he went around or not. He did not. It's 3-0. You have to think with 16 active pitchers on both sides, the staffs are going to be kind of thin. I mean, Jacksonville's already had. This has got to be their 3rd bullpen game of the series, and this is the 4th game. 3-0. Berry watches a fastball past the outside corner at the belt for a strike. It's 3-1. I mean, I don't want to say it because I would hate to see it, but you got to be creeping into maybe, depending on how bad the scores get the rest of this weekend, could see a position player. Just based off of we need somebody to throw something, the 3-1. Berry takes a cutter, called a strike at the knees, a late call by Kelly. Berry wants to challenge. He thought it was low for ball 4. I don't think Kelly's going to let him challenge. I'm a little bit shocked at that. It's not like Berry.
Come on.
I don't know. I think, and that's what Carpenter is asking him at first.
Because he took 2 steps to first base, he can't challenge. Give me a break. That pitch
Are they
was
saying
low.
that's because he took too long?
I think so. That's ridiculous.
Well, he took too long because he thought it was ball 4.
And he took 2 steps. I mean, my gosh. Come on.
Oh, boy. McGee ready. See if the runners go. They're dancing off their respective bags. They do not. 3-2. Berry swings, knocks that fastball foul to the backstop. We'll do it again. I mean, I think you got to give a guy time to, like, process what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, there is a rule in place that it's got to be somewhat timely, but
it's not like he waited forever.
Yeah, I didn't think that was.
I think in that instance you got to grant it to him because he didn't agree with it. He wants to challenge. McGee ready, payoff again. Fastball downstairs. That is a definite ball.
Ball doesn't lie.
Ball 4. So now the bases are full of those red jumbo shrimp jerseys. You're right, the ball does not lie.
Well, this is a major issue now for Nashville because your starting pitcher, who you knew wasn't going to go that far into the game anyway, really hasn't gone that far into the game. You went 2+ innings, and now your reliever, who you kind of needed to bridge the gap a little bit, he's given you 26 pitches, really looked pretty off, and only gotten 1 out in this game. And this is something where it's a pretty quick meeting, and you understand why. with Brian Leslie, the pitching coach, but I mean, McGee has got to give them some length here to be able to.
Justin Message, 23.
Justin Message, but regardless,
Oh yeah,
he's got to give them some length, and it's just been one of those days so far for a terrific pitching staff.
now he's dead even right now. 26 pitches, half of them thrown for strikes. Spahn into the box with the bases loaded. A real chance to blow this one open. First pitch, righty to righty, swings, knocks that sinker foul to the backstop. It's 0-1. I mean, what do you say when you go out there? Throw strikes? Let your defense play behind you is kind of the
Yeah, I mean,
cliche ones that you throw you say at every level. 0-1 to Spahn. He lays off a sweeper outside. 1 ball and a strike. And now they're going to get another arm up. I believe that is right-hander number 30, Sam McWilliams. McGee ready. 1-1. Spahn swings. It's a ground ball through the hole on the right side, out to right field, a base hit. Mesa scores from third. It's station to station for Jacksonville. Harrison Spahn 2 for 2. 2 RBI singles, and it's now 7-0 Jacksonville. Still in the bottom of the third, and the evening is going from bad to worse for Easton McGee. Mack goes second to third safely. Berry first to second. That'll bring up the top of the order Jacob Marcy, so he's the 8th man to hit with the bases loaded. 1 out, it's 7-0 Jacksonville. The pitch. Marcy swings, smacks that ball foul down the left field line. It's 0-1. Now McWilliams, I don't know, to me it looks like he's still taking his time getting loose, but I don't know, somebody's got to tell him, look, you do have to hurry in case we need you. There's only 1 out, and there's no signs of Jacksonville slowing down. McGee ready from the stretch. 0-1. Swing, popped up left side. Third baseman Dahlbeck over towards the wall. Makes the catch on the warning track, and there's out number 2. That's going to bring up Pilar. You'd have to think after this, there's no way McGee comes back out.
I don't know.
30 pitches. 31 now.
He can normally give you some length, and
I don't know, Rick Sweet is standing on the bottom step of that first base dugout. I don't know. I think if maybe this inning goes more, the pitch to Pilar. Curveball called a strike at the knees inside corner. It's 0-1. I mean, I know that you have to get length out of somebody, but when they throw 32 pitches and they didn't even start the inning, that to me spells a problem. 0-1. Breaking ball called a strike at the knees inside corner. Again, it's 0-2 now on Andrew Pilar. He's 1 for 2. He struck out swinging in the second. Singled and scored in the first. Part of that 3-run home run by Davison de los Santos. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Jacksonville. And Nashville, they're trailing big. No runs, just an error. McGee ready. Bases loaded for Jacksonville. 0-2. Fastball pushed too far off the plate outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He gets the sign from his catcher. Siegler comes ready. Pitcher's 1-2. Breaking ball cut on it hard on the ground. Past it, diving shortstop, done. 1 run in. That's Mack. Behind him, Berry. He scores from second. Another 2-run base hit. This time it's Pilar delivering. And it's now 9-0 Jacksonville. And we're still in the bottom of the third inning, and Jacksonville is officially batted around. Spahn goes first to second. And Mack from third. Berry from second. Still in the bottom of the third, Troy Johnston, the 10th man to hit this inning. Jacksonville's officially batted around, and Nashville goes to the bullpen for the second time this inning. It's Sam McWilliams against Troy Johnston. Runners at first and second, the pitch. Johnston takes a slider down and inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. McWilliams, a 6'7", 230-pound righty from Phoenix, Arizona. Pitched with Nashville, Iowa, and Biloxi last year, so he spent a little bit of time with the Cubs organization. 1-0. Troy lays off a slider up high and away. Ball 2. Johnston today, single and a walk. He scored twice. And it's a 5-run inning right now for Jacksonville in the bottom of the third. They lead 9-0 over the Nashville Sounds. McWilliams 2-0. Fastball called a strike, steering the outside corner at the knees. 95 miles an hour. It's 2-1. Runners on base still belong to McGee. We can tell you is he threw 2/3 of an inning. For now, he's given up 4 runs all earned, 4 hits with a walk. Here's the 2-1. Troy swings, bangs that ball in the air high to center. Perkins going back at the track, reaching up. He makes the catch and crashes into the gate in straightaway center field, 400 feet away. And Johnston missed a home run by maybe 2 feet. And Jacksonville, though, they played 5 runs in the inning on 4 hits, and they leave 2. A monster inning for Jacksonville. They take a 9-0 lead to the 4th inning. Coming up next on the Jumbo Shrimp Network. Infield to pull for Siegler. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to Pilar and right in the first pitch. Swings, knocks it foul the opposite way, out of play. Quickly 2 strikes on Siegler. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Jacksonville. And Nashville, well, they're struggling tonight.
Yeah, and it's, you know what? It's baseball. It's one of these days,
yeah.
and we have spent all week, and I still believe it. This Nashville team is really freaking good.
They are. 0-2. Swing. That ball's hammered in the air deep to left. Mesa back on the track, leaping up, makes the catch. Right next to the video board in left field, where the wall kind of juts out in the middle of the warning track. And Mesa avoiding the wall, coming down and avoids that sharp corner, pulling in a really tough catch. That's a miraculous play by Victor Mesa Jr. for out number 1 to open up the top of the 4th inning. So that'll bring up Dahlbeck, who drew a walk to open up the 2nd. Pitch from Pushard to the plate is a front door curveball called a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Still 9-0 Jacksonville and 11 hits. And Nashville, though, they've been the better team on the winning end the last 2 nights. 0-1. Breaking ball cut on in the air. Right field, Pilar on the run in foul territory. De Los Santos is there, reaches out, a basket attempt, and it hits off his glove as he's climbing up the right field mound in the Nashville bullpen. That's a tough play, and the fact that De Los Santos was able to get there, that's a long way to run for him. And for that play, almost Willie Mays-esque, very close. That was also, would have been 2 really great defensive plays back to back, and Delo was tracking that the whole way. I think it hit off his mid or right in front and kicked off the mound. That's a better angle on the second look. It hit off the top of his mid. Wow. A for effort. Pushard ready, the 0-2. And he skips a curveball in the left-handed box for ball 1. Jumbo Shrimp have really, again, like I said, turned the page from the last 2 nights. It's a very good team, and like you said earlier, we could be looking at a matchup that could be in September in the playoffs. Pushard ready, here's the 1-2. He pushes the slider too far outside. Dahlbeck lays off for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sun's starting to set, and the sky's starting to turn to a darker shade of blue overhead. 2-2 on the way. Slider cut on it, missed. Dahlbeck nowhere near it. That was a curveball way outside. And Pushard is out number 2 here in the 4th inning. That's his first out of the bullpen. Jacksonville as a staff, they've got their 6th. And that'll bring up Drew Evans. Evans 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in the 2nd. The pitch righty to lefty. Swing and a miss. Underneath a fastball at the letters, it's 0-1. Pushard dialing that one up to 96 miles an hour. In Infield to pull. Shortstop spot up the middle. Burying the hole at second. And Los Santos hugging the line at first. Pushard's 0-1. Avens swings late at a fastball up and inside. It's 0-2. Friday night crowd trying to make their presence heard. Avens back into the box. Two-tone bat slides across outside corner to inside corner. And it rocks in a circle above the left shoulder. Pushard ready, 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 straight fastballs blown by Avens. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. Matt Pushard, 95 miles an hour to put an exclamation point here on the top of the 4th inning. And the sounds go in order. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And they bring you the 4th inning all season long. Davis and De Los Santos, Victor Mesa Jr., Joe Mack to start it off against Sam McWilliams. Here's the pitch, righty to righty. Delo reaches out, swings, hits that ball in the air to center. Playable though, Perkins starts back now, races into shallow center field. He makes the catch, there's out number 1. So here's Sam McWilliams. You did something better than Maciejewski and McGee couldn't do. You got 1 pinch, 1 swing, and 1 out. Final line for Easton McGee, by the way, 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, all earned, 4 hits. 2 walks and a strikeout. Victor Mesa Jr. into the box. 1 for 2 with a 2-run base hit in the 3rd. Infield to pull for him. Outfield is deep and straight away. Here's the pitch, righty to lefty. There's a slider taken up high and away. It's 1-0 to the Havana, Cuba native Victor Mesa Jr. Only 53 at-bats. Started the season, he missed a little over 40 games. The 1-0, he swings, cracks it foul to the backstop. It's 1-1. Missed considerable time this year. I think a little over 40 games. Jacksonville really missed his bat, but again, once you kind of inserted him into the lineup, they were already a good team. They got even better. They went through the stratosphere with him, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Letter high fastball in the inside corner. It's 1-2, so they were hovering around Middle Earth, and with him, they shot up through the stratosphere to the moon and clinched the first half championship, and they will host the International League Championship Series September 23rd, Tuesday, 2 days after the regular season ends in Norfolk. 1-2. Swing, hammered in the air to right. Olive on the run near the line. It's out of play, just on the other side of the netting, where that seating bowl starts to curl around the Nashville bullpen. I think that's about section 119, maybe a couple rows deep. Well, Mesa gives them a free souvenir. Try to straighten that ball out a little bit more. It's still 1-2 on him with 1 away. Jacksonville up 9-zip. Here's the 1-2. Swing. It's knocked foul on the ground in front of the third base dugout. Still 1-2. Shortstop done up the middle. Dahlbeck at third, pulled way to his left. In between where a shortstop and third baseman would line up. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Dialed it up to 97 up and inside, and Mesa's down on strikes. There's out number 2. So that'll bring up Mack, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Jacksonville, and Nashville, nothing. Just 1 error. McWilliams ready, holds up high, first pitch. Mack swings and misses behind a fastball at the letters outside corner. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike. McWilliams ready, holds up high, kick in the 0-1. Mack takes a curveball in the dirt inside. It skips past the backstop Siegler. That's 1 ball and a strike on Joe Mack. Outfield straight ahead. Shortstop done up the middle. Second baseman Delgado pulled to his left in the hole. The first baseman Martinez Jr. hugging the line at first. 1-1. Swing. Hit in the air. Left field. Avens can't find it. And I think that's a home run. Avens was staring at it in left field. He had no idea where it was. And Mack shoots it well over the wall in left field. A solo home run. And it's an even 10 for Jacksonville. And Joe Mack is 3 for 3 He's really heating up. That ball was skied in the air to left. No wonder why Avens couldn't find it, because it was about 50 feet behind him onto the berm in left field. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that. Avens stood there, had no idea where the ball was. Then you saw the fans react about 20 to 40 feet behind him, scrambling for that home run ball. Here's the pitch to Hostetler. There's a fastball called a strike at the knees outside corner. It's 0-1.
It is really not Nashville's day today. I mean, that's the only way you can put it. This is a great team, and it is just not their day.
Here's the 0-1 to Hostetler. Swing and a miss. Golfing for a sweeper that bounces in the dirt. It's 0-2. Hostetler 0 for 2. He's trying to put a ball in play. He's been down on strikes now twice, and he's staring his third in the face. It's 0-2 on him. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
He had two different opportunities where he just said, I don't know where it is. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball blown by him above the letters, strike 3. And that retires the sides. But taking over the play-by-play is Scott Kornberg.
Thank you, Matt Davis. So Pushard to face Oliver, Dunn, and Martinez Jr. 6, 7, 8 in the order. Here's the pitch righty to righty and a breaking ball under the hands. It's ball 1. 10 runs tonight for Jacksonville on 12 hits. They have absolutely erupted. And just one of those nights for the Nashville Sounds. They happen. Here's the 1-0. Chopper down the third base side is foul, and it's 1-1. Nashville's only got 2 base runners so far, and they both have come on the walk. Top of the 5th inning. Pushard has been really good for Jacksonville. Works on the first base side of the rubber. 1-1. Swing and a miss and a slider off the plate. It's 1-2. This is the 4th game of a 6-game series. The outfield a bit the other way. 1-2 coming. Swing and a miss and a slider down and away. Strike 3. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Pushard. 1 down in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Oliver Dunn. Left-hand hitter. It's 10-0. Jacksonville over Nashville. Skies are darkening here to a navy shade of blue. Night rolling in to northeast Florida. Third baseman Hostetler off the line. Here's the pitch. And Dunn takes a curveball outside, ball 1. A lot of breaking pitches by Jacksonville tonight. Just pitches that move in general. Started with Anderson Pilar. 59% cutters for Pilar. Here's the pitch now, and there's a fastball inside. 2 balls and no strikes. The second most used pitch for Pilar was his slider. So he was just throwing essentially a slider, then a harder version of his slider, his cutter. 2-0. Into the air, foul over the screen behind home plate. It's 2-1. So 23 of the 30 pitches Pilar threw, 23 of the 27 pitches Pilar threw were cutters or sliders. 2-1. Swing and a miss and a slider, and it's 2-2. And Pushard has now made 36 pitches, and 20 of those have been either a curveball or a slider. So they are really getting Nashville tonight with the stuff that bends. 2-2. Swing and a miss. That time, though, a hard fastball. 96 off the plate, strike 3. 4 consecutive punch-outs for Pushard. 2 down in the 5th inning. It's a 10-0 Jacksonville lead. Here's Ernesto Martinez Jr., a left-hand batter. Well, Nashville had double-digit hits in 3 consecutive games. Obviously, they could still get there. It's only the 5th inning, but it's not looking great right now. The pitch is a curveball outside. It's ball 1. It's their second longest streak of the season. Should say back-to-back games of 10-plus hits. They had a 3-game run. That was their longest streak in the middle of May. Here's the 1-0. Line foul over the screen behind home plate. It's 1-1. Outfield the other way. Hostetler way off the line at third. He's about where a shortstop would typically stand. Spahn playing up the middle at short. Here's the 1-1. Slider inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Martinez waggles a 2-tone bat around. Black barrel, natural wood-colored handle. Very open stance. Here's the 2-1. Fisted foul over the screen behind home plate. And it's 2-2. 6:35 first pitch tomorrow. That's game 5 of this 6-game set. 3:05 on Sunday. Jacksonville has lined up Morgan McSweeney and Adam Mazier in those 2 games. So they're finally back out of the bullpen game, though it's working really well today. 2-2. Bouncing ball foul down the first base side, and we'll do it again. Tobias Myers and Garrett Stallings, 2 really good pitchers for Nashville. I mean, this could very, very well be a preview of what the International League Championship Series is like. 2 very evenly matched teams. 2-2. Swing and a miss. High fastball, strike 3. Pushard punches out the side of the 5th inning. He has 5 consecutive strikeouts, and he's through 3 shutout frames. Gets a handshake and high five from his catcher, Joe Mack, who wraps his arm around Pushard's back, walking to the third base dugout. It's a 1-2-3 frame. Pushard punches out the side in the 5th. Home half of the 5th, 10-0. Jacksonville leading Nashville. Barry, Spahn, Marcy, 8, 9, and 1 in the order. How about Matt Pushard tonight? 3 innings, hitless. Pitch to Barry from McWilliams, righty to lefty, slider, low ball 1. He struck out the final 5 batters he faced. And Jacksonville doesn't just lead 10-0 through the first half of this game. All 12 hits in this game have been notched by jumbo shrimp hitters, the 1-0. Fastball up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Christian Roa is throwing in the Jacksonville bullpen. The 2-0. Fastball, strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-1. Jumbo Shrimp's largest margin of victory this year. They're not quite there. It'd be hard to get there. They won 18-0 over Rochester. Beyond that, it would be 11. 18-0 game was remarkable. It's had that feel today. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. They scored 3 in the first inning. Davison De Los Santos 3-run home run. 1 more in the second. They chased Josh Maciejewski, the Nashville starter, in the third, the 3-1. Fastball outside, ball 4. Barry draws another walk. He's on for the 3rd time. Jacob Barry in his last 31 games has 18 walks and 16 strikeouts. I mean, he's really turned around his season. I know his season numbers are not great, but over his last 32 games, he has an OPS of around 850. Pitch to Spahn, a righty. Sweeper outside, ball 1. It's really hard. Everybody's going to go through slumps. And if you heard our conversation with Jacob earlier today, he was incredibly gracious to talk about this because it's not easy to talk about your struggles for anybody. The 1-0. Sweeper low and away, ball 2. And he started the season very slowly. And he said, I just needed to slow things down. It was snowballing on me. And since he has done that, he's been extraordinary. But at first chases Barry back in. You ask his manager David Carpenter about Jacob Barry. You get a guy whose face absolutely lights up. Because a lot of guys they have a slump like Barry did to start the year, and that's the numbers on the scoreboard. It's different if you slump in the middle of the year, 2-0, check swing, foul ball behind the plate, it's 2-1, because if you slump in the middle of the year, you've got maybe the numbers that are already banked in that you don't drop as low, but Barry's trying to overcome that slow start, and he absolutely has, and it's been completely under the radar. Nobody's talking about him. Another throw to first base. I mean, it's 10-0. Sam McWilliams is worried about a stolen base, apparently. Nobody out and a runner on first. But Jacob Berry again, it's an 850 OPS. Here's the 2-1. Fastball up and in, ball 3. And he's got more strikeouts than walks during that stretch. Batting .275 as well. Just put it on your radar. This guy has turned around his season. He's incredibly talented. 3-1. Fastball in the bottom of the zone. It's 3-2. Would highly doubt Barry would be off in a 10-0 game, but we'll see. Bottom of the 5th inning. Jacksonville scored 5 in the 3rd. Barry does go the pitch. His line foul. Back to the netting behind the plate. I guess it is early still. 2-run single, Victor Mesa Jr. in that 3rd. RBI base hit for Spahn. 2-run single, Pilar. And then in the 4th, Joe Mack hit a home run the other way. That made it 10-zip. The 3-2 runner goes again. Pitch is swung on and missed. Thrown to second by Siegler. Not in time. It bounces in again. Siegler again threw from his knees. Doesn't get a lot of juice on that throw. So a stolen base for Barry in a 10-0 game, and that'll bring up Jacob Marcy with 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, 10-0 Jacksonville. Righty to lefty. Here comes. Slider is outside. It's ball 1. And I also think it says something. You know, there are guys you bring up to coaches and they might be having a good couple weeks or whatever it is, and they're like, yeah, it's great. He's working very hard, the 1-0. Line back to the screen foul. And to bring it full circle with Jacob Berry, I think David Carpenter, Mike Margima, the hitting coach here, they see a guy who it could have really folded in on him. And he got back to what he does so well. And it's paid off entirely, and it's really cool for them to watch that happen before their eyes. The 1-1. Sweeper down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. I think it's really, really neat, Jacob Berry, what he's been doing for this club in 2025, in particular of late. And Carpenter talked about how he had a couple walk-offs, won a base hit earlier in the year, how that really could help his psyche, and it did. The 2-1. Dribbled foul behind the plate. It's 2-2. Jacob Marcy's one of those guys who's really turned around his season as well. He's got hits in 15 of his last 17 games, including this one. Multiple hits in 9 of them. The 2-2. Fastball up and away, and the count is full. Marcy's OPS in that span is around 1,300, hitting around 400. Nashville's going to get a right-hander up in their bullpen right now. 1 out runner on second. Shrimp by 10 here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. Down and in with a slider, ball 4. So McWilliams another walk. Sets up first and second with 1 out. Here's the right-hand batting Pilar. I believe it is Jesus Lorenzo who is throwing in the bullpen down the right field line for Nashville. Here it comes to Pilar. Outside with a sweeper, it's ball 1. Pilar, slight open stance, holds the bat high, elbow up. 1-0 for McWilliams. Inside, hits him on the back. That loads him up. Barry to third, Marcy to second, and Pilar on at first base. He got hit kind of on his left shoulder blade, it looked like. So bases loaded, 1 out in a 10-0 game. Here's Troy Johnston. Infield back everywhere for Nashville in a 10-0 game. You're just looking for outs. Trying to save as much of your bullpen as you possibly can for the rest of this series. We're in the stretch right up to the All-Star break in the pitch. Fastball, that one way inside, nearly hit Johnston's hands. It's 1-0. So 2 more games this weekend between these teams. They'll see each other one more time in Nash Vegas in August, the bachelorette party capital of the world. 1-0. And the slider is high. 2 balls and no strikes. Off day for both Monday, and then it's that home and home for almost the entire league. Next week, Jacksonville goes to Charlotte. They come back for 3 games against Charlotte. The 2-0. Sweeper is low, and then they have the off day again, and then 6 with Norfolk, and then it's the All-Star break. Nashville has that 3-3 with Memphis. And they go to Durham for 6 games before the break. Here's the 3-0. Fastball inside edge. It's 3-1.
Now you love going to Charlotte around this time.
You do. You love going. The back end of the schedule has got some pretty great trips for Jacksonville. Charlotte, check. 3-1. Fastball low and inside, ball 4. Another walk by Sam McWilliams. His 3rd of the inning. He also had a hit by pitch. The carousel turns, and it's 11-0. And that's going to be it. Another dismal performance tonight for a Nashville pitcher. Barry scores from 3rd. Marcy to 3rd base. Pilar to 2nd. Johnston on at 1st base. It's 3 walks in the inning plus a hit by pitch. Jacksonville has not put the ball in play, but McWilliams still gives up a run, and now he gives up the baseball to his manager, Rick Sweet. So a pitching change for Nashville again. They are getting crushed here. It's 11-0 Jacksonville. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back here in the Jumbo Shrimp Network.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Jumbo Shrimp broadcaster Matt Davis here. Are you looking to score big with your home equity? Union Home Mortgage will help you unlock the value of your home and fund the promises you've made to yourself and your family. Visit UHM.com and score financial freedom today. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender, NMLS number 2229.
When injury or trouble finds you, what do you look for in a lawyer? A lawyer recognized as a board-certified expert in civil trial? What about a lawyer who doesn't look to charge you for every stamp, photocopy, or mile traveled? What if I told you we offer both, and an attorney will personally meet with you? I'm John Phillips. Give me a call, 444-4444, or visit FloridaJustice.com. Offices Jacksonville, Jacksonville Beach.
You're listening to ESPN 690 WOKVAM Jacksonville.
Bottom of the 5th, 11-0 Jacksonville. And the new pitcher is Jesus Lorenzo, the 6'2", 248-pound right-hander from the Dominican Republic. So Lorenzo is in. He's the 4th pitcher of the day. And it's been a tough day for Nashville pitching, as you would expect in an 11-0 day. Lorenzo's 25th appearance, 1-3, 4.55 ERA. 26 hits in 27 2/3 innings, 14 walks and 29 strikeouts. So bases loaded, 1 out. And here is Davison De Los Santos. Again, This Nashville pitching staff is absolutely fabulous. Normally, it's one of those days for them. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball back up the box behind second. Glove by Delgado. Goes to second one. Dunn spins, throws to first. Double play. Side retired. So all it took was one pitch for Lorenzo to get out of the fifth inning. Matt Pushard, as we mentioned, was absolutely tremendous tonight. 5 strikeouts and 3 hitless innings. Roa in, third pitcher of the day. First pitch to Delgado. Righty to lefty. Fastball, high ball 1. 28th appearance for Roa. Most on this team. 7-0. 2.53 ERA, 32 innings, 21 hits allowed. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in the outside corner. It's 1-1. That's a 183 opposing batting average. 33 strikeouts, 18 walks for Roa. Delgado, the 9-hole hitter. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball foul down the first base side. It's 1-2. He's followed by Perkins and Caro here in the 6th inning for Nashville. One-two. Breaking ball is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nashville only has 2 base runners in this game. Both have come via the walk. Roa works in the third base side of the rubber. The 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Check swinging. Went around strike 3. That is 6 consecutive strikeouts of Nashville hitters right now. Roa on the coattails of Pushard. 1 down in the 6th inning. And here comes Blake Perkins. Well, I guess when you grow up in Texas, like Christian Roa did, I think there's a battle. The pitch. Slider inside ball 1. Are you a Texas Longhorns fan? Are you a Texas A&M Aggie? Are you a Texas Tech Red Raider? I think to a lesser extent some of the other schools there. The 1-0. Sinker outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And Christian Roa, when he was in high school, he was first off an amazing football player. He was an all-state football player, which is saying something in Texas. The 2-0. Change up strike at the knees inside corner. It's 2-1, and he did it as a wide receiver. Very athletic guy, not a quarterback like you maybe would expect a professional baseball pitcher to have played. The 2-1. Swing and a miss at a slider. It's 2-2. But Texas and Texas A&M were recruiting him very hard in baseball. And so he decided to make sure that he could essentially set up the quickest but also the most fair competition of sorts. The 2-2. Chopper right side. De Los Santos charges in, picks near his shoulder, underhand flip to Roa, and there's 2 down. Roa wins the race with Perkins. 11-0 Jacksonville here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 out of nobody on for Nashville. Here's Caro. And so in one day, Christian Roa took a recruiting visit to both Texas A&M and the University of Texas. He didn't want to have his memory maybe remember something better or worse than it was. And the pitch to Caro is a sweeper strike at the knees in the outside corner. 0-1. And at the end of that day, he ended up committing to Texas A&M, and that's where he went for college. He was very decisive with it. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. A pitch down below the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. It's a great rivalry. Oh, 2. Way outside with a slider. And you might think, well, Texas is huge. How could you possibly do both in one day? But it is doable if you're very efficient. It is about an hour and 45-minute drive between the 2 campuses. So you could do that in one day easily. See one school in the morning, drive to the other, see the other school in the afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Roa's pitch. inside with a slider. It's 2-2. Jacksonville pitching has retired 10 sounds in a row. They lead Nashville 11-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-2. Breaking ball line to third, snared by Hostetler. They'll say he caught it in the air. He throws to first anyway, but it's a line out. Side retired. Hostetler got that right near his white cleats, and it's a 1-2-3 inning again. 11-0 Jacksonville in front of Nashville, bottom of the 6th inning. Jesus Lorenzo threw one pitch to spin a double play to get out of the 5th. They'll face Mesa Jr., Mack, and Hostetler here in this 6th inning. So righty versus lefty with Mesa Jr. Lorenzo first base side of the rubber. And the pitch. Fastball is outside. It's ball 1. You know, somebody was talking to me about this week. The anniversary of this game is 108 years ago, 4 days ago, June 23rd, 1917. Here's the 1-0. And there's a fastball strike at the knees in the outside corner. It's 1-1. And they brought this game up to me the other day. I was talking to somebody else today, and they brought this game up to me. And I thought, you know what? I might as well talk about it. The anniversary, it's in the air, the 1-1. Breaking ball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. So June 23rd, 2017, the Boston Red Sox faced off with the Washington Senators. The 2-1. Fastball is low, 3 balls and 1 strike. The starting pitcher in game 1 of the doubleheader, you maybe heard the name George Herman Ruth, Babe Ruth. Still a Red Sox pitcher at the time. So he was the starting pitcher. First batter of the game. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball. And it's 3-2. Guy by the name of Ray Morgan. And apparently Ruth threw a pretty close pitch, but it was called ball 4 by umpire Brick Owens. And so it was a walk to begin the game. And Ruth was not happy. The 3-2. Fastball outside corner called strike 3. So Mesa Jr. down looking. One away to start the 6th. Here's Joe Mack. So the umpire Owens warned Ruth that he would eject him if he didn't get back to the mound. And Ruth said, if you chase me, I'll punch your face. And subsequently, Brick Owens thought, okay, that's a challenge, and he ejected Ruth from the game. Here's the pitch to Mack, a lefty. He lines one into left field for a hit. Joe Mack is 4 for 4 in this game. 1 out single. It's 11-0 Jacksonville. And here's Bennett Hostetler, right-hand batter. And you know what happened? Babe Ruth punched the umpire, Brick Owens, in the face. Ended up hitting him in the scuffle in the ear, but off the face, but he tried to go for the face. So Babe Ruth punched an umpire, and he was ejected from the game. Here's the pitch to Hostetler. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 0-1. And so after all the players broke up the scuffle and they helped Ruth to the dugout, a guy by the name of Ernie Shore came into the game. And the crazy thing is, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball at 0-2. Ernie Shore had pitched 2 days earlier, and he had thrown 5 innings 2 days earlier. So Shore comes in. The leadoff guy who walked, Morgan, tries to steal second. He's thrown out. The 0-2. Inside, that hits Hostetler. Mack goes to second. That'll bring up Jacob Berry. That ball got Hostetler in the left shoulder. And Shore set down the next 26 batters. So it wasn't a perfect game because of the walk, but it was a no-hitter in which Babe Ruth punched an umpire June 23rd, 1917, 108 years ago this week. And the crazy thing is the guy who came on in relief threw a no-hitter. Pitch. And there's a cutter strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. The Red Sox, by the way, won the nightcap 5-0. Babe Ruth got a 10-game suspension. And then Ernie Shore in his next start, 108 years ago today, so only 4 days later, the 0-1. Low with a changeup, 1 ball and 1 strike. He pitched 11 innings in a loss against the Senators. So Ernie Shore, I'm sure you've never heard that name before unless you are maybe from Wake Forest or that area, or a major baseball historian. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to first base and foul. It's 1-2. Pitched 5 innings on June 21st. Pitched a no-hitter after Babe Ruth punched an umpire and was ejected on June 23rd, and then pitched 11 innings in the game on June 27th, 1917. It was a much different game then. Ernie Shore finished his big league career with a 2.47 ERA, 7-year career. He missed the 1918 season serving in the Naval Reserves. World War I. 1-2 pitch. Line drive down the left field line. It's fading. It's a fair ball. Pinballing in the corner. Mac rounds third. He comes in to score. Hostetler stops at third base. And Jacob Berry on at second with an RBI double. And it's 12-0 Jacksonville here in the 6th inning. So they have scored in every inning so far. And then I'll bring up Harrison Spahn. Righty against righty. So the reason I said you maybe have heard the name Ernie Shore, the pitch, breaking ball, low ball 1. If you're from the Winston-Salem area where Wake Forest University is. Morgan McSweeney would maybe tell you this. Guy Jacksonville just picked up, a Wake Forest alum. 1-0, way outside with a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Wake Forest baseball field is named Ernie Shore Field. It used to be where the Winston-Salem Warthogs played before they moved to their new ballpark in 2008, I believe. Truist Ballpark. Here's a 2-0. Outside with a cutter, it's ball 3. Challenge issued here by Nashville. Ernie Shore is from Winston-Salem. He was born there in 1891, and he is buried there. Pitch did clip the zone, so a successful challenge for Nashville. It's 2-1 in the count. He lived to be 89 years old. Two and one on Spahn. And the pitch. Called strike with a fastball at the knees in the outside corner. It's 2-2. Outfield straight up. Now the pitch. Fastball outside, and the count is full. Nothing Shrimp here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second and third and 1 out for Jacksonville. 3-2. Swing and a miss and a fastball. Strike 3. So there's 2 outs. And up comes Jacob Marcy. 3 in the first for Jacksonville. 1 in the second. 5 in the third. 1 in the fourth. 1 in the 5th inning. And now 1 in the 6th inning for Jacksonville. The pitch to Marcy, and he takes a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Marcy today 1 for 3 with a walk. Everybody in the order's reached at least once for Jacksonville. The 0-1. Swing and a miss and a changeup beneath the zone 0-2. They have all 12 runs on all 14 hits in this game. And I think you can understand what that would maybe mean. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, 2nd and 3rd. Dark night skies, beautiful night here. It's 80 degrees. 0-2. Little number hit towards second base to his left. Delgado gathers and throws to first. Side retired. Jacksonville picks up another run on 2 hits. They leave a pair. Through 6 innings, they lead at 12-zip here.
There has been 1 error committed by Nashville. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Anthony Siegler, Bobby Dahlbeck, and Drew Avens to get started against Christian Roa. As Scott said, it is 12-0 Jacksonville. Roa ready, the pitch righty to lefty, and he bounces a slider before home plate, and the cutout right above that infield grass. It's 1-0 on Siegler. He's 0 for 2. He's flied out to left in the 4th. He also flied out to right in the 1st inning. Infield to pull, outfield deep and straight away to Siegler. The lefty on the 1-0 lays off a changeup that flutters a bit high out of the right arm of Christian Roa. It's 2 balls and no strikes. 12 runs, 14 hits for Jacksonville. That's everything that's really gone on in this game. Nashville has committed 1 error. 2-0. Another changeup flutters high and away from Rowan. It's quickly 3 balls and no strikes. Nashville's working on another right-handed reliever. It's their possible 5th pitcher used. Their 4th one out of the bullpen. Roa set. Righty holds at the bell, 3-0. There's a fastball taken high and outside, ball 4. First batter in the 7th. Walks for Nashville. That's their 3rd base runner. They've all reached on a walk. In the bullpen for the Sounds, we told you Riney was getting loose. It is number 26, which would be Vinny Natoli. So Natoli, the potential 5th pitcher for Nashville, is in the bullpen. Bobby Dahlbeck into the box. Siegler at first pitch on the way is a sinker called a strike at the belt outside corner. It's 0-1. Infield, outfield straightaway. Roa set, stands closer to the 3rd base side of the mound, the 0-1. Dahlbeck swings, fights off that line drive. It goes foul. The netting behind home plate, actually, I think it knocked a fan's beer off the wall of the front row of PNC. I believe that's PNC 4.
The good news is it's free. You can go get another one down there.
True.
It's all inclusive.
0-2, runner goes. Pitch goes under the glove of Mack to the backstop, and going to second safely is Siegler. I believe they're going to rule that a wild pitch since he was running on it anyway. It is a wild pitch. Fastball.
Stolen base.
That's what I thought. 1 for 3. What the heck was this? You
I was
shaking your hands
motioning
up
of
and
a
down.
person running.
That
and
did not look like somebody was running.
not to you, I don't think.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball cut on it sharply to short. Spahn fields it on a knee, slings it across to De Los Santos at first. There's out number 1. That was a hard hit ball by Dahlbeck. Off the bat, 106 on the ground to Spahn. He fielded it perfectly. So that'll bring up Drew Avens, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Roa ready. Comes home the pitch, righty to lefty. There's a slider missing high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Infield slightly to pull for the left-hander Avens. Outfield straight ahead. Roa comes set, looks back at the runner at second. Siegler comes home the 1-0. Fastball outside at 97, laid off for ball 2. Two ball, no strike count, 1 away. Avens into the box in search of his first hit today. Already, runner goes for third. The pitch. Called the ball high and away. Throw, tag, he's out! What a play by Hostetler. Racing to the bag. Mack threw it in front of him. He had to reach back. He slipped backwards and reached over his head, tagging Siegler, who dove head first into third base. 2-5, a caught stealing. That's a miraculous play by Bennett Hostetler. Like a turtle on his back, reaching and tagging the swim move of Siegler for out number 2. Bases are empty, and the 3-0 pitch to Avens is a fastball at the knees, called a strike on the outside corner. It's 3-1. Boy, it's been the Bennett Hostetler show the last couple of nights. 3-1 on the way, swing and a miss. Fastball to Leonard on the outside corner, and Roa's battled back. Base is empty. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Crowd trying to rally behind the right-hander. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 95 on the inside corner. Strike 3. Roa sees the minimum. He escapes after a leadoff walk, a stolen base, then a ground out, a caught stealing, and he strikes out Avens to retire the side. No runs, no hits. After the caught stealing, nobody left on base. It's time to stretch here at VyStar Ballpark. It's been all Jacksonville. It's 12-0 heading to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Jumbo Shrimp Network. On the hill, it's Vinny Natoli. Andrew Pintar leads off. The first pitch righty to righty. A sling-in fastball called a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. 12 runs, 14 hits for Jacksonville. Just 1 error for Nashville. The final line on Jesus Lorenzo in a minute, the 0-1. A bouncing curveball taken by Pintar. It's 1-1. Final line for Lorenzo, an inning and 2/3. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits. Did not walk a batter, he struck out 2. So Natoli takes over in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch home. Pintar lays off a cutter called a strike high and away. It's 1-2. Vinny Natoli, a 6-foot, 204-pound righty from Gilbert, Arizona. Bounced around a couple of organizations last year, the Mets organization as well as the Orioles and the Athletics. Now he's here with the Brewers. Infield, outfield straight away, 1-2. Pintar swings, hits a 2-hopper to short. Dunn charges, fields, fires it across the diamond to Martinez at first. 6-3, there's out number 1. That'll bring up Johnston, who's had a really good game. He's been on base 3 times. He's 1 for 2. He's walked twice, singled in the first. He flied out to center field in his second at bat in the 3rd inning. Only one to hit twice that inning. So Natoli waiting for that sign from the catcher, Siegler. First pitch, righty to lefty, swing and a miss. A little bit tardy on a sinker on the outer half of the plate. It's 0-1. Infield to pull, outfield straight ahead for Troy. Open stance, right heel in the air for the lefty swinger. Natoli ready? 0-1. There's a sinker taken down and away. It's 1 ball and a strike. Natoli's got an interesting lineup on the hill. He's got his back right foot on the first base edge of the mound. Then he crosses up. He puts his front left leg all the way across with his toe of his left foot on the third base side of the mound. 1-1. A breaking ball misses inside, almost hits Johnston on his foot. It's 2 balls and a strike. George Soriano getting loose for Jacksonville. Infield stays to pull. Outfield straight away. Natoli is ready. Glove at his belt. 2-1 on the way. Fastball outside. It's 3-1 to Johnston. In addition to where his feet are lined up, which are basically on either end of the mound rubber, he kind of shields the ball from home plate. He actually angles his body and he points it down the left field line where the Jumbo Shrimp bullpen is. 3-1. Johnston lays off a sinker called a strike at the knees outside corner. It's 3-2, and he kind of tucks his hands behind like he's shielding it, and he kind of brings it up when he twists and kicks and fires to the plate. Now Johnston signals for time. He adjusts his navy blue batting gloves, a two-tone bat, a natural wood-colored barrel, and the navy gloves grip the black handle. He points it downwards over his back left shoulder. 3-2. Fastball taken high and away, ball 4. So Johnston works a walk, his 3rd time on base. Via the walk, his 4th time on base overall tonight. That'll bring up the big bat of Davis and De Los Santos. 12 runs, 14 hits for Jacksonville. That's it. 1 error for Nashville. Infield at double play depth now with 1 away. De Los Santos on the evening, 1 for 3. The pitch takes a curveball to knees outside corner. It's called a strike. It's 0-1. Double play ball in the 5th. He flied out to center field in the 4th. He walked and scored in the 3rd. And he got the jumbo shrimp on the board in the bottom of the 1st. A 3-run Jimmy Jack. Here's the 0-1. Swing, hard hopper, outstretched glove at Dahlbeck. It's past him at 3rd, out to left field. Johnston goes 1st to 2nd. De Los Santos trades places with Troy. Now Jacksonville has runners on 1st and 2nd, only 1 out. The bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Victor Mesa Jr., 1 for 4. He's got the hat trick, 3 strikeouts, but also has a 2-run single. That came as part of that 5-run 3rd for Jacksonville that really blew this game open. Jacksonville's lead went from 4 to 9 after that. Natoli's first pitch. Mesa swings, it's a number down the 3rd base line. Out of the crouch is the catcher Siegler, fires to 1st. It's a little tardy. Mesa beats it out. It's an infield single. That is a dangerous throw by Siegler. I don't think he had him. Kind of forced the throw. It was an accurate one, but on the off chance it was a misfire, you could be looking at 1, maybe 2 Jacksonville runs, because that ball was sailing high. Had it not been for the ginormous 6'6" frame of Ernesto Martinez Jr., could have been looking at a throwing error that could have chased home 1, maybe 2 Jacksonville runs. So everybody's safe now. The bases are loaded. Johnston 2nd to 3rd. De Los Santos 1st to 2nd. Mesa on 1st, and that'll bring up Joe Mack, who is 4 for 4 today with 3 singles and a home run. What an evening it's been for Joe. 12 runs, 16 hits for Jacksonville. 1 error for Nashville. First pitch to Mack. Reaches, swings, and taps it foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. Natoli went with a curveball down and away. Mack reached for it. He was over his front leg, way out in front. Just got a piece of it foul. He'll dig back in 0-1. A 2-tone bat for him, a natural wood-colored barrel. A black handle for him as well. He has pearl white batting gloves, and they circle around that black handle. Wiggles it over his head, front to back. Here's the 0-1. Fastball taken high above the letters. It's 1 ball and a strike to Mack. Wind blows hard out to left. They really think that anything in that jet stream will take it over. Bases full of red jumbo shrimp jerseys. Natoli's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Hard swing on a sinker downstairs. Mack over the top of it. It's 1-2. Infield to pull on Mack. Outfield pretty deep and straight away. Natoli ready. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a curveball in the dirt. Strike 3. First time that Joe Mack has been retired, and Natoli went with a really good breaking ball. And so that'll bring up Hostetler. Now with 2 outs. And the bases loaded. It's Jacksonville by a mile. 12-0 on 16 hits. Bases loaded, Natoli ready. Here's his first pitch, righty to righty. Leans back out of the way, Hostetler does, on a cutter up and inside. It's 1-0. You think of it 2 ways. It could either be a mile, 2 touchdowns, and 2 missed extra points. It's a big lead. Natoli ready. Here's the 1-0. Fastball again, taken high and outside for ball 2. There's nowhere to put Hostetler. It's been a rough night, to say the least, for the Nashville pitching staff. Natoli, the 5th pitcher used, and every single one of them so far has given up at least 1 earned run. Here's the 2-0. Hostetler lays off a sinker, down and away. It's 3-0. So Natoli has gone up and down, left and right, and he has not gotten Hostetler to swing the bat. And Bennett has worked a 3-ball, no strike count with 2 outs. The bottom of the 7th. Here's the 3-0. Fastball called a strike at the knees inside corner. It's 3-1. Jacksonville up 12-0 on 16 hits. That is all the runs and all the hits tonight. 1 error for Nashville. Infield on outfield straightaway now for Hostetler. 3-1. Fastball inside, ball 4. It's 13-0. A bases loaded walk by Natoli. Johnston in from third, everybody up 1. De Los Santos second to third, Mesa first to second, Hostetler on at first. Nobody up in the Nashville bullpen, so you'd think that they're going to let Natoli finish this inning. He only needs 1 out. Jacob Berry into the box now. Pitch home. And the switch hitting lefty takes a sinker at the knees, called a strike. It's 0-1. Berry's had a great game. He's got 2 legs of the cycle, a triple and a double. He's also walked twice, so 2 for 2, and on base in 4 plate appearances. Natoli's 0-1. Berry swings. It's that ball in the air, shallow right center. Oliva racing in, dives. It's under his glove. De Los Santos in from third. Mesa behind him in from second. A 2-run single for Jacob Berry, and Jacksonville increases their lead. It is 15-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. They are pouring it on, and this is just like the Tuesday night 18-0 drubbing of Rochester. Nothing is going right for Nashville. Again, De Los Santos scores from third, Mesa from second, and Hostetler goes first to third. That'll bring up Spahn. Jacksonville sends their 8th man to the plate. Here's the pitch home. Swing and a miss. Cutter outside corner at the knees. It's 0-1.
You know, it's funny. I had a couple people say to me today, man, you guys have really been struggling recently. And I was like, you realize we've lost 2 games? Jacksonville's lost 2 games in a row.
For the first time in a month, here's the 0-1. Cutter taken high and outside. It's 1-1. Boy, I'd hate to, they have, whoever they are, they have very high standards.
Gosh.
What do they expect us to be, the 96 Bulls?
Maybe. Jacksonville is still 11-4 in their last 15 games, soon to be 12-4.
1-1. Fastball inside, almost hits Spahn, which would have reloaded the bases. It's 2 balls and a strike. Boy, oh boy, they've really struggled. They've lost 2 in a row for the first time in a month. Wow.
2 people said that to me. And
Wow-wee.
Wait a second here. We're not.
High
Jacksonville's
standard.
not struggling.
2-1. Spahn swings, knocks that cutter foul to the backstop. It's 2-2. Hey, the Jumbo Shrimp won 18-0. Okay, so they didn't struggle, but it was an off night for them.
Yeah. It's only 15-0.
Right.
I mean, you guys,
Now
you guys
lefties
are
up.
really leaving a lot on the table here.
Yeah.
Huh?
What are you doing? I expect it's 29 for Nashville in the bullpen. That's Tyler J. Natoli ready. Here's the 2-2 to Spahn. Swing, and it's line foul. A cutter up high and away. That cutter went back to the backstop. We'll do it again. Spahn tonight is 2 for 4, the pair of RBI singles. Boy, this has been a disastrous inning for Natoli. This will be his 30th pitch of the inning, coming home now. Curveball in the dirt, and it's full 3-2.
And you know what? They, again, have an amazing pitcher going tomorrow, Tobias Myers. And so it's the beauty of baseball, right? Is you just, if you're Nashville, you flush this one away quickly, and then they have a great guy going for them tomorrow.
They do. 3-2. Runner goes from first. The pitch. Cut on and missed. A cutter high and away. Strike 3. So Spahn goes down for the 3rd time. Natoli gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. But Jacksonville, again, gives a big blow to Nashville in the bottom of the 7th inning. They played 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits, and they leave a pair. We'll go to the 8th inning. It's Jacksonville 15, Nashville 0. Top of the 8th inning here in Jacksonville. Jumbo Shrimp leading Nashville 15-0. 17 hits for Jacksonville. Jared Oliva leads off against a new Jumbo Shrimp hurler in George Soriano. Christian Roa's day of relief ends 2 scoreless, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Infield, outfield straightaway, Jared Oliva digs in. George Soriano in for Jacksonville. The first pitch righty to righty. There's a slider called a strike, high and away. It's 0-1. Soriano comes in for the 14th time out of the bullpen for Jacksonville. 21 2/3 innings, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. ERA at 2.08. He's 4-1 on the year with the Jumbo Shrimp. 0-1. Half cut and a miss on a sinker up high and away. It's 0-2. In 21 2/3 innings, he's 2 for 2 in saves. He's allowed 12 hits. He's walked 9 against 22 strikeouts. Opponents have a measly 162 batting average against him. Lines up on the third base side of the mound. Right-hander kicks, fires in the 0-2. Check swing. It's a called third strike. Sinker at the letters. There's out number 1. 5 outs to go here in Jacksonville.
Matt, the bottom 5 in the order for Nashville are 0 for 11 with 10 strikeouts in this game.
This is quite a game going on right now. Left side, it'll be Oliver Dunn digging in. He's 0 for 2. He has 2 of those 11 strikeouts. Soriano ready, righty to lefty. There's a changeup down and inside. It's 1-0. Nashville has 3 base runners. They've all walked. Jacksonville 15 runs, 17 hits. Soriano ready, glove at his belt, kicks, fires the 1-0. There's a changeup. This time it's called a strike. At the knee center of the plate, it's 1-1. 1 error for Nashville. Again, they have a lefty up in their bullpen for the bottom of the 8th. It's Tyler J., a 6', 191-pound left-hander from Lamont, Illinois. 1-1. Swing, hit in the air to left, and it's foul. If you're tuned in, let out a collective sigh. We'll tell you why later. One ball, 2 strikes, undone. Soriano ready. Here's the pitch. Change up. Called a ball, and Mack wants to challenge. That one was up and inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes for now. Challenge up on the video board. Here it comes. It is a ball. It is confirmed 2 balls and 2 strikes. Somebody lost. I know Jacksonville lost one of their challenges. They have 1 more remaining, I believe. Okay. 2-2. Change up at the knees. Outside corner called strike 3. 4 outs to go. 14 strikeouts for the Jacksonville pitching staff. This is unbelievable. And Ernesto Martinez Jr., the hard-swinging lefty, digs in against Soriano. Right-hander to left-hander. The pitch home. Fastball inside. Almost got him on the elbow. It's 1-0. Infield to pull. Outfield straight ahead. Martinez 0 for 2. Soriano ready. 1-0. Changeup flutters outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Ernesto Martinez Jr. On deck, Reynald Delgado, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. 15-0. Jacksonville in the lead in the top of the 8th. Soriano ready from the belt, the 2-0. Half swing, that ball runs inside. They say he went around. Instead of it being a hit batsman, it is a strike, and it's 2-1. And that is about the perfect definition of how the night has gone for Nashville.
It's the second time that's happened tonight. And again, now the bottom 5 in the order is 0 for 12 with 11 strikeouts. Not even putting the ball in play to this point.
Only base runner they've had was a 3rd inning walk to Delgado. That's it. 2 balls and a strike on Ernesto Martinez Jr. The infield has him played to pull. Outfield deep and straight away. 2-1 pitch. Swing, bouncing ball into second. Berry fields it in right field. Throws on to De Los Santos at first. That retires the side. Nashville's down to their final 3 outs, but Jacksonville will come to bat next, leading 15-0 in the bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Jacksonville by 15 on the Jumbo Shrimp Network. Jacksonville by 15 on 17 hits, and a new pitcher into the game, Tyler J. So Vinny Natoli's evening is over. An inning, 3 runs all earned, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Jacob Marcy, Andrew Pintar, and Troy Johnston, 1, 2, and 3. Again, it's 15 runs, 17 hits for Jacksonville. Tyler J into the game now. A 6-foot left-hander from Lamont, Illinois. Here's the pitch. Lefty to Marcy. And there's a sinker called a ball downstairs. 1-0, and I believe the catcher, Anthony Siegler, has tapped his cap. He wants to challenge. So Jacksonville lost 1. They have 1 more remaining. Here it is on the big board. It is a strike, so Nashville wins a challenge. They have 2 remaining. $15 runs, 17 hits, all for Jacksonville. Jay ready from the stretch, the 0-1. Marcy lays off a sweeper downstairs, 1 ball and a strike. Infield to pull, outfield straight away. Jay ready from the stretch, 1-1. And he spins a sweeper, it bounces in the right-handed box. 2-1 to Marcy. Today, been on base twice. He singled in the first. He walked in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. Here's the 2-1 to Marcy. Swing. Hopper over the mound. Gloved by Dunn. The shortstop charges, fields, and throws to Martinez at first. Here's out number 1. So Andrew Pintar digs in. He has 2 hits tonight. Was hit by a pitch. He's also struck out and grounded out. He's 2 for 4. Jacksonville up 15-0 on 17 hits. Infield to pull now for Pintar. Outfield straight ahead. Jay ready. Here's the pitch. Swing. It's tapped foul to the backstop. It's 0-1. Nashville, 6 pitchers used tonight. They haven't used that many in a while. Here's the 0-1. Pintar lays off a cutter downstairs. 1 ball and a strike. They used 3 on Thursday, 5 on Wednesday, and 5 on Tuesday. Jay ready, the 1-1. Pintar lays off a cutter. It's called a strike at the knees outside corner. It's 1-2. If you're curious, in the top of the 9th inning, it'll be the 9 1-2 hitters: Reynald Delgado, Blake Perkins, and Jefferson Caro. 0 for 7 combined with a walk. Pintar ready. Jay ready. It's 1-2 to Pintar. Here's the pitch. A breaking ball stays high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball, 2 strike count. Jay ready at the belt. Here's the pitch. Swing. It's rocketed foul over the screen and roof covering the first base side of the ballpark. Do it again. Two again. Jay ready. Here's the offering. Breaking ball, caught on and missed. Strike 3. A sweeper on the outer half of the plate. And there's 2 outs. for Jay, his first punch out of the bullpen. Johnson in the box now. Here's the pitch, lefty to lefty. Swing, hopper over the mound, done the shortstop there. Fields fires to first. That retires the side. Jacksonville goes in order in the 8th. No runs, no hits, nobody left. On to the 9th. Jacksonville 3 outs away from a big win here at Five Star Ballpark. 15-0 Jacksonville, top of the 9th, up next on the Jumbo Shrimp Network.
To the 9th inning, 15-0 Jacksonville, leading Nashville. They have all 15 runs in this game. They have all 17 hits in this game. And George Soriano is on the mound after a 1-2-3 8th inning. He will face Reynel Delgado, Freddie Zamora, and Jefferson Caro here in the 9th inning. 9-1-2 for Nashville. And Jacksonville looking to throw a no-hitter. Their most recent no-hitter was September 1st, 2023. Here's the pitch, righty-lefty. And a breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Devin Smeltzer, a no-hitter against Charlotte in 7 innings. Eli Villanueva threw one in 5 innings, range shortened in 2010. The 0-1 coming. Fastball up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. You'd have to go all the way back to 2005, the final time Jacksonville threw a 9-inning no-hitter. It was in the postseason, September 8th, 2005, against Birmingham. 1-1 pitch. Change up, called strike on the outside edge, but a challenge. Right now it's 1-2. And we will see, and then 9-inning no-hitter, by the way. Chad Billingsley and Jonathan Broxton teamed up for that. Taking a long time for the graphic to come up, but that pitch was indeed a strike. So it remains 1-2. Nashville loses its first challenge. The last 9-inning no-hitter in a regular season game was Kevin Mobley's on August 3rd, 2000 against Tennessee. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was at Wolfson Park, which is now a little bit over the left center field wall. It's now the Jaguars practice facility. 2-2. Here it comes. Inside, it clipped him on the hand. So the leadoff man is on here in the 9th inning. 15-0 Jacksonville. They have run away with this game. Davison De Los Santos, a 3-run home run in the 9th. They got 1 in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, 1 in each of the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, 3 in the 7th. They have all 15 runs, all 17 hits. And it's Freddie Zamora, his first plate appearance today. He came into the game in the 8th inning at second base. So Blake Perkins done in 0 for 3. Righty against righty. Nobody out, top of the 9th inning. Jacksonville leads at 15-0. Here's the pitch. Change up, plops in for a strike at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. They're looking for their first 9-inning no-hitter in 20 years. The outfield the other way, dark night skies over top. Here's the 0-1. Change up, strike on the outside corner, it's 0-2. Soriano toes the first base side of the rubber. The ball in his right hand behind his back. Navy sleeves, 3/4 under his red jersey, white pants. Zamora calls time. All the while, Soriano stays on the slab. Now Zamora back in, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Low with a changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The first 2 innings today, Anderson Pilar struck out 5. Matt Pushard through the next 3 innings. Christian Roa, the 6th and 7th. The 1-2. Up and away with a sinker at 97. 2 balls and 2 strikes. George Soriano 1-2, 3/8. As it stands right now, Jacksonville is 3 over the minimum. They've walked 3. One of those guys was caught stealing and have also hit a Nashville sound. The 2-2. Sinker upstairs. Check swing. No swing. Full count. Much of this crowd is stuck around, and it's pretty easy to see under the H column on the video board in left center field. And Soriano steps off the rubber. Zamora, black bat, drags it across the plate, holds it near his back right shoulder, flaps his back right elbow. 3-2. Change up, outside, ball 4. Well, you wonder if Soriano is feeling the pressure just a little bit. This is about as much pressure as you could ever feel in a 15-0 game. But he's hit the first batter of the 9th inning. He has walked the second batter in the 9th inning. And Joe Mack, his catcher, wraps his arm around Soriano, who was a little bit emotional after that last pitch, and calms him down to the mound. So here comes Jefferson Caro. Right-hand hitter, 0 for 3 today. Infield back in double play depth. Big hole right side of the infield. And a pitch from Soriano. Swing and a miss. A slider way off the plate. 0-1. 15 runs, 17 hits for Jacksonville. They have not made an error. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Nashville. The 0-1. Slider a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6:35 first pitch tomorrow. Morgan McSweeney, Tobias Myers. But Jacksonville looking to bigger things tonight. The 1-1. Inside with a slider. 2 balls and 1 strike. Soriano adjusts his gold necklace. Gets back on the rubber. Stands tall. A right-handed pitcher at 6'2" from the Dominican Republic. Here's the 2-1. Slider in for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-2. First and second, nobody out. Top of the 9th inning. It's 15-0, and it's more than that. 17 hits, all for Jacksonville. The 2-2. Swing and a foul, and Mack just barely had it slip out of his grasp. So by the skin of his teeth, Caro stays alive. The wind is blowing straight out to left field here. It was 85 degrees at first pitch. It's down to 79. The 2-2. Bouncing ball fouled on the third base side, and we'll do it again. Every game you go to, you wonder, could today possibly be it? And almost every game you go to, at some point, it's not. And it doesn't matter anymore in the standings, but it somehow matters to count those things. The 2-2. Line back to the screen, foul, and we'll do it again. This game is 2 hours and 59 minutes old right now. And for a 15-0 game, about as much pressure as you could put on a pitcher, guarding that in the top of the 9th inning. Soriano has wiped his hand off with sweat in his jersey a few times. The 2-2 again. Line back to the backstop foul. He barely got a piece of a slider. So we'll do it once more. And Soriano takes the slow walk behind the rubber now. His second baseman Barry's playing up the middle. It's 10:09 Eastern time here in Northeast Florida on a muggy day, but yet very comfortable. 2-2. The pitch. Low and away. A changeup, and the count is full. So after a very quick and easy top of the 8th inning, it's been choppy waters for Soriano here in the 9th. He hit the first man. He walked the second man. There's first and second, nobody out. The game is out of reach for Nashville. It's 15-0, but something bigger at stake for Jacksonville. 3-2. Change up high, ball 4, but a challenge. And they're going to lose it. That pitch was well too high, and that'll be their final challenge. So the bases are loaded without a hit. And Soriano feeling the pressure here. Delgado goes to third, Zamora to second, and Caro is on at first, and here is a tough hitter, left-hand batting Anthony Siegler. And Joe Mack was seeing the strike zone with his heart there. He wanted it for Soriano. Infield is back. Righty to lefty. Here's the pitch. Little roller foul into the Nashville dugout on the first base side, 0-1. Jacksonville wearing their red jerseys, jumbo shrimp across the chest. White number beneath that, navy number, white trim on the back. White pants, navy caps. Nashville, navy jerseys, red letters and numbers with white trim. Gray pants, navy caps, 0-1. Fastball up and away. Soriano continues to overthrow here in this 9th inning. He's had to work really hard here in this 9th inning. He's thrown 23 pitches in this inning already. The 1-1 way inside with a slider. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody wants to get no hit. Nashville was no hit last year by Norfolk, May 3rd. 3 pitchers. The 2-1. Ground ball right side towards the hole, off the middle, Barry into shallow right. Delgado scores, and now it's up to the official score. Is that a hit or an error? It was an extremely tough play, and they haven't put it on the board yet. A ground ball between first and second. Barry lunging to his left, couldn't come up with it. It's 15-1 right now. I hate to say it, but that's probably got to be a hit, but they're going to rule an error. And I'm sure that's controversial. It's 15-1. Delgado scoring. Zamora to third. Caro to second. Here's Dahlbeck. He swings. Ground to one left side. Hostetler, the third baseman, fields. Goes to second one. Barry drops it on the transfer. Zamora scores, so it's 15-2. Caro goes to third. So there's 1 down in the 9th inning. It's 15-2, and right now, still a no-hitter. They have ruled that an error earlier. An incredibly tough play. Here's Drew Avens. Oh, you don't want to be the official scorer on a play like that. The pitch. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Backhanded by Barry. Goes to second one. Spins. Throws to first. Not in time. Caro scores from third. It's 15-3. And Nashville still without a hit. Nearly a double play to seal a no-hitter. Barry backhanded to his right, spun, received it, spun and fired to first, but it wasn't in time by a whisker. So now Jacksonville is 1 out away from a no-no. They lead 15-3, and it's Jared Oliva, a right-hand batter. Runner on first, 2 outs. It's 10-14 in Northeast Florida. The pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul over near the Jacksonville dugout on the third base side. It's 0-1. The fans have moved to the edge of their seats. Some of them are standing in spots. The wind is slowed down ever so slightly, almost as if Mother Nature wants to see if Jacksonville could pull this off. 0-1, here it comes. Inside, and it hit Oliva. This is about as ugly of a ninth inning no-hit bit as you'll ever see. 3 runs have scored already without a hit. So Avins goes to second, and Oliva is on at first base. And the 7th man to bat in the inning is Oliver Dunn. Jacksonville, in their history, their first no-hitter in their AA, AAA era was in 1971. They've thrown 12 no-hitters. They've never allowed a run in a no-hitter. And right now they've allowed 3, 1 out away from 1. The pitch, Dunn grounds one to first. De Los Santos fields, hustles to the pillow himself, tags it. It's a no-hitter. The first 9-inning no-hitter for Jacksonville in 20 years. The first 9-inning regular season no-hitter for Jacksonville in 25 years. And 4 pitchers combined to do it. Anderson Pilar, Matt Pushard, Christian Roa, and George Soriano. And at 10:15 Eastern Time in Jacksonville, Florida at VyStar Ballpark on a 79-degree breezy night, with a little bit of difficulty, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp record the 13th no-hitter in their AA and AAA era dating back to 1962. Normally in a 15-0 game, it's pretty easy going, but George Soriano certainly felt the pressure of delivering a no-hitter in the 9th, and Jacksonville gives up 3 runs, but most importantly without a hit, and they win 15-3 on the 13th no-hitter in franchise history. In the 9th inning, 3 runs, no hits, and 2 runners left on base. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp no-hit the Nashville Sounds in a 15-3 victory. Anderson Pilar, Matt Pushard, Christian Roa, and George Soriano combining on the no-no. Shrimp win, a no-hitter for Jacksonville, their 2nd no-no in the Jumbo Shrimp era. Final totals coming your way when we come back here. The Jumbo Shrimp no-hit the Nashville Sounds in a 15-3 win. An ugly 9th, but they get it done, and their catcher, Joe Mack, getting interviewed by Matt down on the field, just gets hammered with a Gatorade bath. It didn't have the excitement and the juice of Devin Smeltzer's no-hitter, a 1-pitcher no-hitter, September 1st, 2023. But it's a no-hitter nonetheless, and it's still a small party on the mound after the game for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. A no-no, a 15-3 victory. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Jumbo Shrimp Network.